Welcome to WorldView today. In today's Global Roundup, we delve into the intricate web of international politics, bold business maneuvers, and cultural shifts that are shaping our world. Originally, on the 28th, the wife of U.S. Vice President J.D.V., Mrs. USA Fees, had planned to travel to Greenland to participate in a civilian event, a sled dog race. This competition, held in Greenland, is in fact the world's largest sled dog race. However, due to a lack of prior notification, the plan sparked opposition and rejection from Greenland's local authorities, ultimately leading to the cancellation of the trip. Following the cancellation, what did the U.S. do? They proceeded with the visit, but instead of attending the civilian event, they shifted focus to the Pitifik Space Base in northwestern Greenland, a U.S. military installation on American territory. What additional changes did the U.S. make? Initially, only the vice president's wife was scheduled to go, purely for a civilian visit. How could Mrs. USA, the spouse of Vice President V, travel to Greenland to execute President Trump's mission to acquire the territory? But with Greenland denying her entry, the U.S. adjusted its strategy. The first change was to redirect the visit to their own territory, namely the Pitifik Space Base. The second change saw Vice President V himself deciding to accompany his wife, joined by a formidable delegation, including National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, Energy Secretary Chris White, and Senator Mike Lee, chairman of the Senate Committee on Energy and Natural Resources. This high-powered team is now headed to the Pitifik Space Base on Greenland's northwest coast to dine with U.S. military personnel and receive briefings from military officials. In short, while the scope of the visit has narrowed, its scale has significantly expanded, carrying a clear political stance. On the 28th, Vice President V declared, "We believe in the self-determination of the people of Greenland. Our point of contention is straightforward. It's not with the Greenlandic people. I believe they're facing a tremendous opportunity. Our real issue lies with the Danish government, which does not invest sufficiently in Greenland or its security framework. This must change." While Vice President V's remarks remained somewhat diplomatic, President Trump, on the same day, adopted a far more direct tone, leaving little to interpretation. "We need Greenland," he stated. "This is critical for international security. We must possess Greenland. It's not a question of whether we can have it, but that we cannot do without it." What does this mean? President Trump elaborated, "Greenland is vital for world peace, not just for us, but for the entire globe. I believe Denmark understands this, as does the European Union. If they don't, we'll make it clear to them." Yet, the strongest moment was still to come. On the 29th, Danish Foreign Minister Rasmussen publicly criticized President Trump's rhetoric. "We're open to criticism," he said, "but let me be frank, we don't appreciate this tone. This isn't how you address a close ally. I still regard Denmark and the U.S. as steadfast partners." How did President Trump respond? That same day, he fired back, "I believe we can absolutely achieve this without resorting to military force to take Greenland." The subtext was clear. He's prepared to use force if necessary, though he may not have to. He continued, "This is for world peace, for international security," adding, "I won't give up on anything." In other words, he is determined to secure Greenland. This unfolding drama resembles a high-stakes showdown on the international stage. Why is President Trump so insistent on acquiring Greenland? Is there an obsession at play? As he put it, "I think he must know something we don't, but he can't say it outright. China and Russia must have done something in Greenland, or there's something critical he can't yet disclose to the public." Analysts suggest three potential reasons, two of which seem highly plausible. First, it's undoubtedly about critical resources like rare earths. China currently controls 70% of global rare earth production, with mining and processing accounting for 70%, and reserves comprising 36% to 44% of the world's total. In southern Denmark, the Kengale rare earth mine, among the largest untapped deposits globally, holds nearly 10% of the world's reserves. So, what's China's aim? 44% isn't enough. They're eyeing an additional 10%. Naturally, Denmark also possesses other key deposits, such as lithium and cobalt, essential for manufacturing batteries for electric vehicles and advanced weaponry. Second, China had bid to construct all 3 of Greenland's airports, including an expansion of the capital Nuuk's airfield. Had they succeeded, these facilities, developed by China, could have been repurposed for military use or to monitor Arctic routes within years. Ultimately, this didn't materialize, as the Danish government intervened at the last moment to block China's involvement. The third reason, both critical and highly likely, is one we can all agree on. From Russia, or even China, the shortest path to strike the U.S. mainland is via the Arctic, not the Pacific. Flat maps often mislead us into thinking missiles from China to the U.S. would cross the Pacific, but given Earth's spherical nature, the Arctic offers the most direct and efficient route. The sky doesn't care whether the ground below is ice or ocean. Thus, whether it's the U.S. targeting Russia or vice versa, the Arctic is the path, and Greenland is a near-mandatory waypoint. Of course, it's not absolutely required. Detours are possible, albeit longer. This is the third reason, Greenland's uniquely strategic geographic position. Why is Greenland strategically vital to the United States in its global military strategy? According to the video, Greenland holds a critical role in the U.S. military strategy for 3 main reasons. 1. Crucial natural resources. Greenland is home to one of the world's largest untapped rare earth mineral deposits, the Kangel mine, estimated to account for nearly 10% of global reserves. In a world where China already controls 70% of rare earth production and processing, gaining control over Greenland could push Beijing closer to a near monopoly on materials essential for high-tech industries and defense systems. The U.S. simply cannot allow that to happen. Key geographical position in missile defense. Because of the Earth's curvature, the shortest route from Russia or China to the United States is not across the Pacific Ocean, but over the Arctic. Greenland sits directly on this path and serves as a crucial waypoint for intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs. The U.S. aims to transform Greenland into a pivotal hub in its Golden Dome missile defense system, a fully integrated space-to-ground shield covering North America and potentially extending into Europe, a gap in current U.S. defense infrastructure. During the Cold War, the U.S. maintained 17 military bases in Greenland. Today, only 1 base remains, staffed by about 200 personnel. This leaves Greenland as a glaring vulnerability in North America's defense network. If the U.S. does not maintain control over Greenland, adversaries could exploit this weak point for surveillance or potential attacks, particularly over strategic Arctic maritime routes. As former President Trump once put it, "We can't not have Greenland." It's not just about resources, it's about survival. Greenland represents a cornerstone in America's global defense architecture, especially in an era defined by hypersonic weapons and modern warfare. If you found this analysis insightful, don't forget to support our channel, WorldView Today. Your support helps us continue delivering strategic global insights.